What's going on, everyone? Platinum Beast coming at you with yet another video today. Today we're talking about addiction. But not that bad kind of addiction, okay? We're talking about being addicted to stacking precious metals. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, everyone, so today we're talking addiction, right? And you might be just already laughing your head off like, what the heck, man? But really, are you addicted to stacking precious metals? It's definitely something to think about. And it's something to sort of be aware of if you are, right? Because this stuff is shiny after all. And a lot of people say, ooh, shiny, I'm addicted. For some odd reason, people like to get addicted to shiny things. Not just dogs and cats, but humans too. So, with that being said, are you addicted to stacking precious metals? Well, something you need to ask yourself is, do you make this a top priority in your life? If so, I'd say you might want to reevaluate some of the things in your life, right? Don't get me wrong, stacking is an important part of, in my opinion, of wealth preservation and, making sure our money holds its value to some extent. However, is it something that we should be addicted to or allow ourselves to be consumed by? I don't really think so, right? And I think if you take a look at some historical books such as the Bible or other books, you'll know that those that were addicted to this stuff, it didn't end up too good for them. There were some people in particular who it didn't end up good at all, and most likely they ended up essentially losing their whole life over it, right? And it ended up being a huge regret. So, are you addicted to stacking precious metals? Well, I guess to a certain extent we all must be, because we keep adding this stuff regardless of what's going on, right? We keep going back to it and we keep stacking, right? That's what all the stackers on YouTube and forums and all kinds of stuff say. They say, keep stacking. Don't quit stacking. Buy more. Stack, stack, stack. Stack, 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 right? We sound like a bunch of addicts, if you ask me. However, this stuff we're adding to our portfolio isn't necessarily such a bad thing, right? So you might be saying, well, if I'm going to be addicted to something, at least it's something of value, right? And something that holds value. Well, yes and no, right? Are you going to end up poor being addicted to precious metals? Probably not. Are you going to end up neglecting other areas of your life that need sort of focus at a certain point? I think that's a possibility, right? So it's definitely something to keep in the back of our minds, right? Humans, for some reason, I don't know if I want to say the majority, but I'll say a lot of us have sort of addictive personalities or are more susceptible to, I'll say, having bad sort of habits in our lives. A lot of people spend more than they have or more than they make. That's a bad habit. A lot of people overindulge in certain things, whether it's food or alcohol or whatever, or drugs or media or anything, right? We all have something in our lives, or not all of us, but maybe most of us or a lot of us have something in our lives we could very easily fall into sort of this never-ending cycle of we are going to be doing this and this is what all we care about, right? It becomes something that's all we care about at a certain point, right? And I don't think that's necessarily a good thing, right? So it's something that we as stackers need to keep in mind is we need to make sure we're not becoming addicted to this stuff because it could end up being supposed to be a good thing in our lives. We're saving money and things like that and turn into ultimately a bad thing in that we're not taking care of ourselves or our finances or whatever maturely or responsibly, right? Now, if you go on the forums and you talk to other stackers in the community, everyone has a different idea of how much of your net worth should be in this stuff, right? Some people go all in. That's mostly probably the boomers and the old timers. They're all in on precious metals. That's where almost all their money is, right? They just stuff it away in a hole in the wall behind their couch, and they just have so much that the wall just comes crumbling down one day. Some people just like to buy a little bit, right? Just to have a little bit. 1, 2, 3% of their overall portfolio is precious metals. Some people go half and half. Everyone's going to be different on that aspect. However, it's best to just make sure that we are having a nice, even balance in our lives, right? So we want to make sure that stacking doesn't become too much, but we also don't want it to be too little either. And that's going to be different for each and every individual. Everyone's going to be different as far as how much they should have stacked away, how much they're worth, how much they make, how much they should put away each month, week, whatever, and how much of their overall net worth and portfolio should be in this stuff, right? So this video, basically, I'm just giving sort of a PSA on why you should think about personally making sure there's a nice, fair, easy balance of stacking in your life, right? Stacking is a great thing. It's a great thing to do. These metals, platinum, silver, gold, all of it is great to have in your portfolio and in your pocket or your safe or whatever, right? However, you want to make sure that you're not getting too attached and too involved, because it's very easy to do that, and I've seen people do it. A lot of people on my channel have commented saying they've gotten out of platinum, right? I'd like to think that they got into it for all the wrong reasons, right? Maybe they were too concerned about one thing when they should have been concerned about more than just one thing, right? And so that's where the addiction comes in. Addictions become problems when they become the thing that we think about too much, so much that we rely solely on them, and then they end up letting us down, right? Like any drug, like any alcohol, like any food, like anything you are addicted to, it's going to ultimately let you down. It's not going to fulfill that thing you're searching for, right? So we need to be careful when we are stacking to always remember that it's best to have a nice and good balance in our lives, right? So with all that being said, I appreciate everyone stopping by and checking out the video today. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit that like button on your way out. Hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date, future updates on my channel. With all that being said, until next time, we'll see ya.